Welcome back to Zero to Hero. My name's Ethan, and in this video I'm going to tell you about why I think it's important for you to have emergency savings in actual cash bills, because those bills might save your ass someday. So stick around and I'll tell you why. Welcome back to another video. As I mentioned, this video is going to cover why I think it's important to have actual cash in your emergency savings. I did another video on why it's important to have an emergency savings fund set up, and we all have things that are going to go wrong in life. Your water heater's going to break, your car's going to break down, and you want some savings to be able to cover those expenses when those do happen. They aren't unexpected. We know that those things are going to go wrong, so the only thing that we don't know is the timing of them. It's also important to have emergency savings set up if you lose your job, if you get laid off. And that's super critical that you have a fund set up. Experts recommend anywhere between 3 to 9 months of your expenses. So if you don't have an emergency fund set up, go and watch my other video, and that'll give you some information on how to get started with setting up an emergency savings fund. But today, this video is specifically about having some of that emergency savings in cash and why that's important. A couple of years ago, actually in my 20s, my dad always used to tell me that he recommended that I keep some cash in my vehicle in case I forgot my wallet and I was in a place where I needed to get gas. And of course, in my 20s, I didn't take his advice until I actually ran into the situation where I had forgotten my wallet. I was, out in the middle of nowhere. I almost ran out of gas and I had very little money in the vehicle. And ever since that point, I've always kept a little bit of spare cash in my vehicle just so I can make sure I can at least fill up the tank half full and grab a bite to eat at a fast food joint if need be. So I always keep some emergency cash in my vehicle. I would recommend that you do that as well. You can stash it. You probably don't want to put it in your console because if someone breaks in, that's the first place they're going to look, but you can put it in your wheel well or someplace where they're not going to find it as easily. And that's a super important thing, I think, when you're on the road. If something goes wrong, you have that emergency cash. There are always situations that come up in life that we don't expect or that are, I guess, inconvenient for us. So we've gotten society today, everything is super convenient for us. We make heavy use of credit cards, check cards, and online purchases, and that's all super convenient and very easy. We don't need to carry cash around very much. But when things go wrong, like when the power goes out, it's really important to have cash. I've been in situations where because of a tornado or heavy storms, power's been out in the area for a day or two or even 3 days or more. And if you're in a situation where you are in an area where power is out for even a day or two, and credit card machines aren't up and working, the only way you're going to be able to buy food or gas or the necessities of life are if you're going to have cash. So I would recommend at least keeping a couple $100s of cash at home. Keep it in a safe place where you can access it, but don't make it too accessible to, otherwise you're going to tend to want to borrow from that and spend it, and then you don't have an emergency cash savings. So keep it someplace safe where you or the kids or the family, your friends aren't going to find it, so that they don't spend it. But keep a couple $100s at home. That way you can cover, in my opinion, you want enough cash to be able to at least go out and buy a week's worth of groceries and be able to fill up your vehicle full of gas. That will get you through things like power outages and storms. You can weather that turbulence in life when it comes up. So I think it's super important. We become overly reliant, I think, on technology, like with credit cards, internet purchases, and we don't think about it. I mean, I do the same thing. Most everything that I buy is with a check card or credit card, or I buy it online. And it's only when, I need something in person and I don't have any money on me, or I forget my check card, that I need that cash. It's also super important to have a little bit of backup cash for, if you get in a situation where your check card or credit card number gets stolen by somebody, because it's going to take a couple days before you can get a replacement card sent to you. So having some backup cash allows you to have some flexibility in terms of you know, what you need to buy, gives you some purchasing power while you're waiting for that replacement card to arrive. So hopefully that helps you guys out, and hopefully you won't have to learn the hard way like I did, you know, when I ran out of cash out in the middle of nowhere. That can be a little stressful when that happens. So I'm just trying to pass that information to help you guys, so you don't run into that. So definitely keep a little spare cash in your vehicle and some at home so you can get through some of those minor storms that might come your way. Thanks again for watching, and if you're not a subscriber already, please subscribe and click the bell icon so you get notified when I come out with a new video. Until later, take care guys. Thank you.